love of Brisbane. It is an honor and a privilege for me to be with you tonight. A year ago, I could never have imagined that a love story about two Samoan teenagers would have brought me here to your city. A year ago, more than 30 different publishers and book agents told me that there was no market for a fiery Pacific romance, not even one with a boy as wonderful as Daniel. I was crushed, tempted to chuck the book in a drawer and give up that crazy dream of being a fiction author. But my husband Darren, who is my personal Daniel, the inspiration for all love stories, encouraged me to forge ahead with my dream and to publish this story myself. In October of last year, I uploaded Telesa to Amazon, the world's largest book distributor. By December, it was the #1 top-rated fantasy romance, ahead of over 40,000 Thousands of people have discovered this fiery story. They are loving it, sharing it, and supporting it. I can get a bit emotional when I talk about this because none of it would be happening without the encouragement of so many people. I am standing here tonight because a group of amazing women who I had never met loved this story so much that they invited me to come to Brisbane, and then they worked like crazy to make it happen. These women coordinated with Griffith University and the Pacific Students Association, and they all together worked like crazy to make tonight happen. Can I ask the Brisbane Telesa Organizing Committee to please stand wherever you are so that we may recognize you and give you the applause that you deserve. Please don't be shy, ladies. Just stand if you're in the room. There they are. To Alice and her team, and to Glenda and to her team, thank you so much. It's not easy for a book by a nobody writer like me to find a voice. I'm grateful for all those who took a chance on this book and then were generous enough to share it. They blogged it, tweeted it, Facebooked it, emailed it, lent their friends a copy, harassed their family to read it. Many of you are here tonight. As you know, I've been working frantically to finish the second book in the series. I am so relieved to tell you that that book is finished. It is now in the hands of my capable editor and should be going live in a few weeks. Many times over the last few months of writing, I've gotten discouraged, but book love from you, the readers, has kept me going. Even those harassing booking messages on Facebook, like, hello, you said March, it's not finished yet, where is it? Even those kinds of messages, thank you, I appreciated them. The only reason why there are more books in this series is because of you, the reader, who has been so willing to embrace this story. I'm often asked, what made you decide to write Telesa? But I have to say that perhaps the real question should be, what made me finish writing Telesa? In my life, I have started many stories, but starting something and finishing it are two very different things. The catalyst for me to finish Telesa was the tsunami of 2909. As mentioned earlier, I was privileged to be the recorder of survivor stories. One question I would ask people during the interviews, and I interviewed over 150 people, I would ask them, what do you want people to learn from your experience? What do you hope that they will remember? This was the answer of a 16-year-old boy called Matthew. The tsunami showed me that if there's something that you want to do in life, something you want to achieve, then you make sure you do it. Do it well, do it as soon as you can. Don't wait, don't put it off. Because something bad, like a disaster, could happen at any time and take it all away. Time and again, I heard similar words from countless others. Treasure your loved ones, be grateful for your blessings now, today. Work hard and prepare for the future now. Be brave enough to pursue your dreams now. Don't wait, don't put it off. I took their words to heart. Ever since I could read, like mentioned before, I've loved reading, but I wanted to read the kinds of stories that had people like me in them, talking about places and a culture that I could relate to. But I kept delaying my dream because I was too busy. School, work, raising a family. I told myself, I'll be a writer one day when I grow up. And I just kept getting real old, eh? But working with tsunami survivors was that wake-up call for me. I tattooed Matt's words across my forehead, and I made the time in my life to finally finish writing this book. As a parent, as a teacher, and a writer, I know that there is a huge need for more of our Pacific stories to be told. Our youth are hungry for stories that are written about them and for them. And yet, the young adult genre is the most neglected when it comes to our Pacific authors. To the poets and the writers in the room, to the artists, the filmmakers, I say, there has never been a better time, a more exciting time to be a writer and a creator of stories. The world of electronic publishing is an as yet untapped resource for Pacific writers. It is the fastest, cheapest, and most effective way of getting our stories to the world. I may be the first Samoan to publish a book electronically, but I certainly don't want to be the last. It's my dream that one day I'll be able to log on to Amazon, looking for a good book to read, and I will be able to choose from a myriad of books written by Pacific authors. Fiery stories from Tonga, Samoa, Tokelau, Rarotonga, all of our islands. I want to go to a movie theater every other week and be able to see our stories brought to life on the big screen. Stories that are written, produced, directed, and acted by our Pacific people. How can we make this happen? I have spent the last few days in local high schools, meeting with youth, talking with them about what it takes to dream a dream and make it happen. I'm in awe of the energy, enthusiasm, and creative vision of our young people, and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. But our creative voices need our support. As parents, families, educators, and as a community, there is so much that we can do to nurture the creative dreams of our youth. Many of you are working very hard to do this very thing, and it is an honor for me to be in your presence. But dreams are not just for the young, they are for the forever young in all of us. I stand before you tonight to tell you that you are never too busy, too old, or have too many kids, I have 5, to unleash the creative fire within you. Dare to dream, no matter what age we might be, no matter what that dream may be. I challenge all of us to have the courage to own our unique voice, to stand and tell our story, even if others would argue that it may not fit the traditional model of what's acceptable or traditional. And when we face challenges and obstacles that will set us back, be willing to adjust our vision, do the research, seek out another way to make that dream happen, and then be prepared to work like heck to make it happen. I would just like to take a quick moment to pay tribute to the person most responsible for bringing Daniel to life. For many of us, Ezra Taylor. It was important to me that the person who portrayed Daniel be a positive, uplifting role model for our youth. And I'm so grateful that he was willing to lend his face, his name, his reputation, and his abs to help take Telesa to a global audience. Thank you, Ezra. In closing, I hope that in some small way, the Telesa spirit woman can be for you a symbol of grace, power, strength, and freedom. I hope it can be the inspiration for you to have the courage to follow your instincts, be in tune with the power within you, and believe in it. For in the words of Nafanua, when you do, when you own the fierceness within you, then you will fly. Waftai lava.